Hey everybody, I'm starting my video a little different this time. I just wanted to show you something that my next door neighbor's teenage daughter made for me, but I wanted to also like brag a little bit about what I'm making for dinner tonight. I got some collard greens in here with some fresh pork cheek that I smoked myself in my smoker. It smells so good. And then I made some potato salad too. And I got some ribs out in the smoker. And I also have some mac and cheese that I'm going to be making for tonight. But I wanted to show you these. Oh, it's upside down. But I gave my next door neighbor, her teenage daughter, I think she's 15 or 16, some rocks out of my yard. And asked her if she could paint them for me. And the only instructions I gave her really was to just make it cheerful colors. I gave her a list of words that I wanted her to put on each rock. And I told her just make it cheerful colors because it's gonna go in my garden. And that's what she came up with. She did a really good job. I'm happy with it. Welcome to, if this is your first time looking at my videos, I don't usually start in the house with the food, but today I'm just like, ooh, it smells so good and looks so good. I just had to. And I don't even know if the lighting was good, if you could see the greens all that well, but man. Anyways, my name is Lakeisha Keene. This is my channel, Lakeisha Keene Saving Greens, and I welcome you. And I just wanted to do a first tour of the season. Now, if you've already seen some of my videos, then you know that I've been hard at work trying to remodel this garden. And in the process, I planted things in the beds that were finished. And so I have this huge lush garden, and I was showing you guys, you know, how it looked on my last video in the reveal. But I didn't tell you specifics, so this time I plan on talking specifics and what's growing in each box and taking it. I think I'm gonna take it box by box, and it's probably gonna take more than one video to do it because my videos are always really long. I don't try and make them long, I try and make them short, but that's just what usually happens. Today is a little windy, and I'm sorry. The wind, it was still all day. It was just hot. And I think we got up to 95 today. This is my Crepe Myrtle. It's so pretty. But I think we got up to 95 degrees today. And so it was just too hot to be out here. And now that it's cooler and the wind is blowing, the wind is just too much. So I'm sorry for that, but I wanted to show you guys. So this is my corn patch, and in this one I have, I believe this first one right here, this one's ambrosia corn. It's supposed to be a yellow and white sweet corn. And then in the middle is a Dorhini yellow sweet corn. And then on the very end, that's doing very well, is Japonica popping corn. And that one I'm really proud of. It's taller than me. It's taller than my husband. And I've never grown popping corn before. I don't know how to even use it, but I'm going to learn because it's pretty. I love all the striping and stuff that's on it. The pink and white striping is just beautiful. So yeah, my little pool garden here is just, it's on its last. I had garlic in there. You can see the garlic that I harvested off to the side there. Some onions still. This sunflower is a volunteer that popped up in there. So I'm gonna have to put some more soil in there and then get some more things planted in there. Look at this. It's just beautiful. I like the color of that corn. I'll grow this corn again, even if I don't use it for popcorn. I would grow it again. It's beautiful. And then over here I have a volunteer tomato. I don't know what kind. I'm thinking it's a large red cherry tomato. And then for my trellises, I planted loofah. I don't know if you can see that there. That's loofah. Only one came up, so I put in 2 more seeds over here the other day. So I'm just waiting to see what happens. And then this was supposed to be blue shelling peas. Blue shelling peas, but as you can see, they're not blue. So something got screwed up with the packaging, because that's not, I guess those are just regular shelling peas. And then these are Kentucky, oh gosh, Kentucky Wonder pole beans. I believe that's what they're called. But all these are supposed to fill in this trellis here. On this side, things are starting to get really full. With all these cucumbers and tomatoes and stuff. So I gotta go get my cheat sheet because I don't remember which is which and everything. Okay, so I can't remember everything. I've planted 67 different varieties of tomatoes, and some I remember where I put them, and some are kind of obvious the way that they look. That's a zinnia. It's just starting to open. My first time growing zinnias, but I had to grab my cheat sheet so I could tell you what is what. And in this first part of this video, I'm only going to tell you the tomatoes that I have growing in these raised boxes over here, and then we'll tackle tomato row next, part 2. So this first tomato right here, this one is chocolate stripes. Now that I remember, because I'm excited to try this one. Almost all of my tomato plants have tomato babies on them. In these raised beds, tomato row, not so much. They don't have any babies yet. They have the blossoms are there, but they don't have babies yet. This one has tomatoes too on it, as you can see. And this one is a Paul Robeson. And this one is Napa Chardonnay. This one's a cherry tomato. You can see there's a whole bunch of tomatoes on there. And this sunflower right here was a volunteer. It popped up in the bed before I even put the black weed fabric down. This was already growing in here, so I had to make a special hole for it. And I just left it just to see what would happen. Okay, so on this side we have, these are all melons and watermelons. And then I also have a sugar snap pea growing in there. I wanted to grow it amongst all of these, so hopefully it would not get scorched by the sun. So we'll see. It seems to be doing okay. But these are all just regular cantaloupe melons. And then over here towards the middle, I have Tigger melons. And then at the end here, I have Kajari melons. And as you can see, they're already climbing. Got them climbing up this trellis here. I have to redirect some of these other ones hanging down, or Cornelia's gonna get a hold of them and eat them. So I have to watch out for her. And then I have Brad's Atomic. And this one right here has some flowers already started on it. It's the only one in all my raised beds that does not have tomatoes on it already. All these other ones, they all have tomatoes started on them. So this one, the tomatoes are down here. And this one, I believe, is it's Jubilee. This one is Jubilee. And then this one right here, it's nice and full. I gotta cut this one back a little bit more. And then this one right here is Sun Gold, or Sun Globe. I'm sorry, Sun Globe. So yeah, and then my cucumbers. Let's see, I have the straight 8s are right here. And then going further, I have a pickling cucumber, and then a punakura. I hope I'm saying that right. Punakura. I have 2 of those. And then I have White Wonder. And this White Wonder actually has a cucumber. So I will be harvesting that soon. I don't know about the rest. I haven't really investigated inside there. My husband is the one that found that one. He's always finding everything. He found the first tomato that started, that popped out, the first tomato baby. He finds everything. I'm like, that's not even right, because I'm the one who went through all the work planting it and stuff, but I guess that's just how it goes. So yeah. And then on this bed, we have squash, and I did prune all of this back, and it just exploded in growth again. So these are black beans right here in the trellis. Now, they weren't supposed to be the ones utilizing the trellis. I had planted some honeydew melon right here, and these beans just choked it out. So they weren't supposed to do that. But they did. And then this little guy that's struggling right here, this one is a golden midget watermelon. It's gonna have a yellow exterior and then a nice pinky red interior. So I'm curious to see how that's gonna turn out. But let's see. And then this cantaloupe right here, I forget which one that one is. I think that one's the Hale's Best. Yeah, that's Hale's Best. And then down here, that dead carcass right there. That one was a canary yellow melon, but they didn't make it. The sun was just too much for them. And I've been having issues with this bed, and I'll talk about that in a second. Look how pretty this yellow squash. They're so pretty. And then these are just extra melon plants that I had started, that I had left over, that I just added to this bed. And then I put in a whole bunch of beans and stuff, but there's only so many beans that you can see in here. All the rest of them died. There's more empty circles than anything, and that's because of how I prepared this bed. So what I did was I like to use the Hugo culture method, and so I put tree trunks in here. I had some trees taken down out of my yard. Instead of hauling them away, I had them cut it up into chunks, and then I added that to the bottom of this bed here. And then I put some tree branches, all the waste that was accumulated from having these trees removed from my property. So I stuck that all down in here, and then I put some of my dirt from the beds that used to be here. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, older videos, you would see that the yard, it looks very different how I have these beds. There was 3 wider low-lying beds here, and they all had really good soil. I did pretty good building the soil in them, so I just reused the soil. I put that in here, and then I topped it off with some of that raised bed soil mix from the garden store. As the dirt started to settle into the empty spaces in between the branches and stuff, it formed air pockets. And so a lot of the yellowing that you see here, I was thinking it was because they're not getting watered good, but they are. They're getting watered pretty well. I believe what's happening is these plants are just dying because their roots are growing down and encountering these air pockets, and then it's just killing off my plants in this one. So I'm not gonna plant anything else in here. I'm just gonna let it run its course, and what survives survives. And then next season I'll prepare this bed a lot better so that there won't be any air pockets down in there, so that I won't be having this issue hopefully next season. But look at that. I already harvested one of these scalloped, yellow scalloped squashes, and I put it in a garden salad that I made. That salad was so good. So yeah. Okay, and then this bed over here, I'm really proud of this bed. This bed is doing good. I have all these peppers, and I needed my cheat sheet for that because I planted, it's like, I think it's 14 or 15 different varieties of pepper in this bed. I can't remember all the names. Now I can look at them and tell some of them, like this is sweet banana, and I have a sweet banana on that one. And this one is the albino pepper, and I have some, I don't know if you can see the baby peppers on there. And then I have peppers like almost on every one of these plants in some form. This one just has flowers, but I've been really shocked to see how many peppers. Like this one has a pepper, it's just hiding in the middle here. So I'm just shocked to see how many I have. I have a lot, and they're just hiding. Some of them are hiding. So anyways, let's see. Let's back up here. So we have albino, sweet banana, poblano, and these are the mild ones. Sunbright, which they're supposed to be yellow peppers. Purple beauty, and of course they're going to be purple. And then California Wonder, and then Grand Bell. So I'm thinking these are supposed to put out some really big bell peppers. And then all of my tomatoes. Okay, so this is the only tomato plant out of, right now I have something like 70 tomato plants in my whole garden. This is the only one that ended up diseased and not growing well. And this one is a black cherry. I mean, there's a couple of babies that are started down there, but I'm gonna rip this one out. Today I planted some more seeds to get it started so that I can replace this plant. But everybody else is nice and healthy. This one is purple Bumblebee, and look at this. I love the striping on these tomatoes. It's so pretty. So pretty. And then this one, full of tomatoes too. This one is blueberry. So I'm anxious to see how this turns out, how it looks. I can't wait to try them. And then this one that's leaning is a white cherry. So these are gonna be like yellowy in color, I guess. The wind keeps blowing it over. I need to put a stake or something there to give it some additional support, but yeah, white cherry. And then I have Mammoth. These both are Mammoth Sunflowers. And then I have Dahlias planted here, and an okra. That is the Burgundy Okra. And then on this side, let's see, we have, this is, oh, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to say these names right. Okay, so this one is the Dewey is D-O-U-X-D Espon. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I will put the name up on that one so you can see why I'm having such a hard problem with it. And then the next one, this is a Syrian three-sided, and this one keeps looking like this because of the heat. It does not like the heat, but the other one is fine. I hope that it's just the heat that this one is struggling with. But I planted 2 of each so that if one died, I'd at least have the other one. This next one is Midnight Dream, and then Coral Bell, and some of these have peppers on them. Let's see, like this one, this Midnight Dream has a pepper. Let me go back. This one that I can't pronounce, it has peppers on it too. Started. So I'm really proud of those. And then this one is the Coral Bell, and this one has a pepper on it too. And then next is Yellow Monster. These are supposed to be really big. And then Sweet Chocolate. And then Corno Di Toro. So, yeah. He's not doing too bad. So those are the peppers. And then down here at the end, these are Titan sunflowers, both of them. And then in between here, I planted another okra, Red Hill Country okra, and I planted some more zinnias in here, but they didn't come up. So everything that didn't come up, I'm just plugging other stuff in, because it's just, I'm ready to just be growing stuff, and whatever I have that's left over, I'm just gonna plug it wherever and utilize the space. These are my sweet potatoes, and they're doing pretty good. I see new growth on them, so hopefully they'll continue climbing up this trellis here, this tower. And then let's go over here to my pomegranate tree. I have a lot of pomegranates on here. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there's a lot of pomegranates. So I'm gonna make some more pomegranate jelly. I only have one more jar left in my pantry of that, and I'll probably make some pomegranate wine. I wanted to try that and see how that works out for me. So anyways, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna let that be the end of part 1, and I'll come back with part 2 and finish showing you the rest of my raised beds. I didn't want these videos to be so long that people lose interest after a while, you know. But that was 4 beds, a couple of trees, and a pool garden in this one video. So anyways, you guys, stay tuned for part 2, and we'll keep talking on some more of these, the things that I'm growing in here and what's working and what's not working, and I'll get you all caught up to speed. Thanks for watching. God bless.